Proceed with Culture. Go. Hosted by Cormac. We got something to say. We got something to say.
What up, world? You know the grind. Ain't nothing changed but the times, baby. I go by the name of Cormac, and this is Proceed with Culture. I want to welcome everybody to our first show ever, man. We right out the gate with it. Here, we will interview guests, people that move the culture. You dig? We're going to be interviewing people that shape and mold our world as we know it. The movers and shakers of the world. The curators of the cool. The people who make this thing go round. We also going to talk about everything that's out here grooving and moving in the culture. If it's popping out here in the world, we will definitely discuss it and give our opinions here. But our main objective here is to push the culture forward and entertain you while doing it. My name is Cormac. I will be your MC for the hour. And welcome to Proceed with Culture. We have segments. You know, sometimes we'll talk about what's popping on these timelines. We have another segment called Chronicles of the Culture, where we'll talk about things in the history of our culture on this day or what happened. We have another segment called Questions That Need Answering. And when we do this one, we'll be taking straight questions directly from you, either through our social media at Proceed with Culture on Instagram, or you can email us at proceedwithculture@gmail.com. And if your question does make the show, we definitely will put it on there. If you want to remain anonymous, just say that, and we will definitely talk about and discuss whatever it is you're concerned with. We also do these top 10 lists, and we just have a lot of different little things that we're going to be doing here on the show. If you get a chance, please subscribe to this podcast today. As soon as you get off, please subscribe, drop us a comment, and rate this podcast wherever you may be listening. I'm going to talk briefly about myself. My name is Cormac. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Cashville for real, if you want to be exact with it. I'm from Parkwood, Davidson County. Born right here. Born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Whites Creek High School, Tennessee State University. Marched in the band, played drums. What up to the Rap Patrol? Voila, you know the biz. Got in the music business after college. The original college dropout before Kanye. Left college early. Got in the music business. You know, when you march in the band at a black college, you meet a whole lot of people with a whole lot of music skills. And that's exactly what happened. And some of them same people I still rock with to this day. I put out 3 full-length studio albums during the mixtape era. I dropped 1,000 mixtapes. And I was just out here getting to it. And, of course, people stopped buying music. And then at that point, you got to get it how you live. You know, went through a series of jobs, marriage, divorced. I got soon to be, my son will be 19 on November 1st. He's a freshman at Alabama A&M. Zeke, what up? And that's just enough about me. Oh, and I also, in the middle of all this, I did start an award show here in Nashville. It's called the Nashville Industry Music Awards, where we celebrate the accomplishments of the Middle Tennessee recording industry and music and entertainment business. It's a pretty big deal. This year we just had to do our 14th show virtually. You can actually go online and find that the actual whole show. We had to basically record a TV show. We usually do it live in hotel ballrooms, but this time, you know, with the whole COVID thing, we had to go and do the show. And, you know, we had to record a TV show. And you can find that TV show on our YouTube page. You can go to Cormac Productions, or you can just go to 2020 Nashville Industry Music Awards. And that's enough about me, man. Let's get right into it. This is Proceed with Culture, hosted by Cormac. We got something to say. Our first segment on the show is called Talk of the Timeline. And we're going to just discuss the things that's popping out here on these timelines and what's going on in the world. And the first thing I keep seeing almost every time I log in is to talk about this Dr. Dre, Nicole Young divorce. It is ugly. Divorce is an ugly word, people. Trust me, I know. Damn it, I went through it. And I just can't even imagine having to break down that type of bread Nicole Young, she definitely she filed for divorce from Dr. Dre, claiming irreconcilable differences after 24 years of marriage. 24 years, a long time to be married to the same nigga, I'm telling you. But I mean, the big story is that she's asking, wait for it, for $2 million a month. I didn't say $2 million a year. $2 million a month in spousal support, in temporary spousal support, according to TMZ. And I ain't got rich nigga problems. You dig? I don't know what it feel like to have to need $2,000 a month. $2 million a month. I do give me $2 million for some years, boss. She needed every month, every 30 days, B. I need another $2 million on you. And according to TMZ, here's a breakdown of the expenses. Let's get right into it. This chick is asking for $10,000 a month for dry cleaning and laundry. $10,000 a month for dry cleaning. Nigga, I don't dry clean $10,000 worth of clothes in a year. I don't know what type of dry cleaning that you can do for, damn, what you dry cleaning, what are you pulling up the carpet? Like what, $10,000 a month for dry cleaning? You know how many, nigga, for $10,000 a month, you literally could probably do in a whole apartment complex. Every piece of clothing they have, nigga, you probably still have some money left. That's a lot of damn money for some dry cleaning. But here's the catch. She's asking for $135,000 a month in clothes. So there's your dry cleaning money right there. I'm like, damn it, man. What are you buying that cost $135,000? Damn it, you must be going in there getting $5,000 shirt, $6,000 pants. Like, nigga, what are you buying that's going to cost $135,000 a month in clothes? Nigga, not you spent $135,000 a year on clothes. Rich people problems, I swear. This chick wants $135,000 a month every month just for clothes. Like, nigga, what you need dry clean them for? Hell, you can't wear all that shit. That's my thing. Like, damn, you dry cleaning new shit? You take a tag off that bitch and take it straight to the dry clean? What the fuck is going on here? But again, $135K, baby, a month just for clothes. Now, this is the kicker though. Unless I fucking read this wrong. But according to TMZ, she's asking for $900,000 a month in entertainment. Bruh, where you at, nigga? You at the Pink, nigga? You can't even spend $900,000 at the Pink. This $900,000, like, you must be flying to Paris on the private jet for lunch. Like, what the $900,000 a month for entertainment? What kind of entertainment are you doing for $900,000? Hell, what you got Beyonce pulling up, nigga, doing a show at the crib? Like, what are we doing here? That's a lot of money just for entertainment. Like, what kind of entertainment are you doing? Your kids are grown, so you can't put it on them. Like, $900,000 a month for entertainment is a bit excessive. Wouldn't you agree? And then she's asking for $125,000 a month in charity. Stop right there. Stop. We doing too much now. I'm 1,000% pro charity, B. I'm 1,000% with it. You want to give to your cause? Have at it. But you don't have to necessarily give $125,000 a month of somebody else's money. This shouldn't be a part of the spousal support in my opinion. I don't even know why this is on the list. I just think she's just going for the jugular, baby. Like, look, I'm going for it all. And the funny part to me is she's asking for $100,000 a month in mortgage. Like, nigga, wait a minute. You want 120? Your charity bill is $125,000, but your mortgage is only $100,000. And I'm pretty sure they own them homes, or he's already paying the mortgage on those homes that they probably live in. So she's probably finna get her own crib. But damn, $100,000 a month, you finna get your crib finna be the bomb. But okay, she's also asking for $20,000 a month for phone. It says cell phone, and emails. Nigga, My phone bill for me and my son ain't but like $225 a month. What the hell? How many cell phones do you have? What kind of home phones do you have? My nigga, $20,000 a month. Do you know how, nigga, I could pay nigga, Parkwood. Everybody in Parkwood, nigga, my old neighborhood where I'm from. I literally could pay probably every cell phone bill in the whole neighborhood for $20,000. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. That's a lot. Even that's excessive. I mean, but again, nigga, these is rich nigga problems. So I'm guessing if that's the life that she's already used to, then damn it, that's the life that she's asking for. And the last thing I got on the list, she's asking for $60,000 a month in education. I'm guessing this is for the kids' education, unless she's back in school. They do got 2 kids that are grown. I don't know if they're in college or not, but it does say $60,000 a month for education. Even that's a lot. Like, damn, what school do they go to? What school is $60,000? Even if you divide it in half, what school is $30,000 a month? It ain't but like $40,000 a semester to go to Vanderbilt here in Nashville. So, nigga, you want 60 grand a month? 60 grand just for education? These niggas better be going to MIT. They better be some scientists. I don't know what that's about. But again, it's not, these is rich nigga problems, man. But divorce is a very ugly word. It's very unfortunate, man. When you can't get along and stuff just don't work out. I mean, especially after 24 years, it just is what it is. I mean, even in one report I saw where she's claiming that the prenup that he has, that he tore it up before in front of her. But I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that even if he tore a piece of paper up in front of her, that he still has this prenup. And I'm going to tell you my take on prenuptial agreements. Look here. I believe that whatever you had when I met you is yours. And whatever we accumulate post-marriage, once we put these rings on and go before God and say, and go downtown and sign that book and say that we are one, every dime we made after that, I can see you wanting half of that. But Dr. Dre was Dr. Dre when he met her. So anything he accumulated before that, I just don't see how she can ask for half of that. It's just not fair. People do it all the time. I'm telling y'all, man, before you jump up and get married, understand how this shit work. Without these prenups, man, a nigga can come for your whole pension, B. Your whole damn pension. A nigga can come, all that money you paying to your 401k, don't get it fucked up. If some chick or some dude want half of it, they can divide that up too, depending on why y'all getting a divorce. I mean, every single thing that you didn't get the prenuptial agreement on can go into a split out, man. So when they say marriage is a business, my nigga, marriage is a business. And if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, I highly recommend that you do some soul searching and make sure you are with the right person, man. Again, they was married 24 years and people do grow apart. It is what it is, man. And Dr. Dre's net worth is $800 million. So I can see her wanting half of that, but if she don't get it, she still got to be able to function. And spousal support is a real deal. It is unreconcilable differences. So it's not like nobody's cheating, but I don't know how much spousal support she's going to get after the fact. I call spousal support basically adult child support, like adult support. But it's just a unfortunate situation. They couldn't work it out. I am glad that their kids are adults already, because I went through that myself, dealing with a kid when you're dealing with divorce, and it is not cool. I used to always say, I don't know how people be staying together just for the kids. But man, after seeing like even my own kid go through that shit, I get it. I mean, at least wait until they old enough where it's going to always affect them, but not affect them as much, because it's just an unfortunate situation, man. I wish them nothing but the best. I hope they can just figure out a way to work that thing out and stay married, but I know it don't always work like that. And again, divorce is a ugly word. And speaking of divorce, talk of the timelines also, Cardi B has filed for divorce from Offset. And this one's even more sad because they have a little bitty kid. They have a small child, a little girl named Culture, and it's very, very, very unfortunate that didn't work out. But it is what it is. Cardi basically got on her Instagram live and said, first of all, let me start here. Offset does have a history of cheating. It is what it is. He has been caught cheating since they've been married. But Cardi B definitely said on her Instagram that this wasn't why she was leaving him. She said that she's just basically tired of arguing. And this is my thing. They was only together for 1 year before they got married. 1 year. And I'm going to say this because I know I've seen it happen. Nigga, you can meet a person this week and marry them next week and stay married to their ass for 70 years. Or you can meet a motherfucker, date their ass for 15 years. And y'all get married on year 16, and by year 17, y'all niggas is getting a divorce. So it's just all in who you are with and who you are marrying. But the big thing is, they was only together for 1 year before they got married. Nigga, that's still that new shit. That newness was still on it. After 1 year, I mean, that's shit, nigga. Let's go conquer the world. I mean, I done met the perfect chick. She done said, I met the perfect dude. Let's go do it. Let's go get to it. Let's conquer the world, baby. We the kings of the world. But unfortunately, when that newness wear off and you get to know people, sometimes it just don't always work out. Me personally, I can't see myself meeting somebody that I didn't know at all, and then 12 months later, they're the beneficiary of my whole account, of my whole world. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, because Offset already had kids, she didn't. 12 months later, this person is more important than my kids in just 12 months, on paper. Like, come on, bro. I don't know if I can do it, but people do grow apart. I don't recommend you getting married after 1 year. And again, Offset did have a history of cheating, and she said that didn't have nothing to do with it. But come on, man. I mean, you can forgive somebody, but it's hard to forgive and forget and move on, especially in the music and entertainment industry. And we dealing with $1 million niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just a tough situation. And I wish them nothing but the best. But let me just touch on this relationship thing just for 10 seconds of your time. Look here. Before you run out and go marry a nigga after 1 year or marry some chick after 1 year, understand this, man. Make sure that this person did not settle for you. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Make sure that you wasn't settled for. Sometimes a chick will marry you because her biological clock is ticking. And the first nigga that she see that's marriage material, boom, I'm going to the prom. I'm finna be queen for a day. I've been waiting on this day my whole life. Let's get it done. She settled for you. She might need you for financial reasons. She settled for you. Vice versa. It's the dude, this nigga might not have no insurance. I seen that in the music business 100 times. Nigga talking about I'm self-made. Nigga, you on your wife insurance. Nigga, you are not self-made. You can't even break your finger without this broad. But anyway, the way it is make sure also that you're dealing with a 50-50 love. Because if you're with somebody and they love you more than you love them, you got the leverage. Whoever loves the least really don't hold no cards. You don't want to just get married for the hell of it, man. You don't want to get married because you ain't been married. You want to marry the person who just thinks to themselves, I could not under no circumstances do her like this. I might have cheated on 50 hoes. I ain't cheating on her. Hurting her would hurt me damn near as much as it would hurt her. Find that person. And I know it's challenging, but that's the person that you need. And again, 50-50 love is tough to find, but you need it because it's always somebody who loves somebody more in the relationship. And you can tell. I can spot a non-50-50 love agreement a million miles away on how he act. He or she, whoever is loving the least, they could give 3 shits on whether that relationship work. Try to find you somebody who definitely can't remember how their world was before they met you. And they don't even know how they was functioning. And they cannot, under no circumstances, do you dirty. They can do other people dirty, but they can't do you dirty because they love you just that much. And I know it's hard to find, but it's out there. Let me get a drink of this water. It's out there, people. It can be done. People do it. I know Every time you look up, side chicks are the thing, cheating is the thing, but it can be done, man. It's just hard for a cat like Offset because he young, he rich as hell, and it's just tough, man. Because this is the thing. I'm gonna leave you with this on that, ladies. And this one is a tough one to swallow. So if you ain't ready for it, just turn this motherfucker off right now. Until a man finds the chick who is the one, you, lady, are auditioning for her seat. You are a placeholder until he finds her. And until he wakes up, that nigga I know niggas who done cheated on every broad they ever met in their whole life since they was in kindergarten. And mysteriously one day they meet this one chick and you ain't seen him without her since the day he met her. And his name is just all of a sudden good in these streets. It can happen. But the unfortunate part is it only happens about once or twice in a whole lifetime. So you out there just, another thing, a woman can learn to love you. A woman cannot be that interested, but be interested, nigga, and you can charm her ass to death, nigga, and she can learn to love you and never cheat on you. Niggas ain't like that. If you ain't it, then damn it, you just ain't it. And you are auditioning for the role until he finds who's it. Will he keep you around and hold you hostage? He might. Hell, the sex might be phenomenal. He might keep you around for that. You might be fine as a motherfucker, but you still might not be it. I don't give a damn how fine you are, what you have. If you're not the one that brings stars in this nigga eyes and he's still getting butterflies 17 months later, you ain't it. And it's a strong possibility, depending on what type of dude you're dealing with, that he might, because again, when you ain't it and we figure out that you ain't it, it gets ugly. Because everything, and it goes both ways. If a guy ain't it, chick will eventually tell you. But niggas it'll take us forever to tell you. And if you ain't it, then everything that you do that he don't like gets magnified. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day, man. But I wish nothing but the best for Cardi B and Offset. You know what I'm saying? Again, the man was rich as hell. Again, she's saying that it wasn't the cheating. I'm going to say that had something to do with it. Long term in the whole effect, not just in this particular, inset, but if she had to make a whole list of shit she don't like, trust me, nigga, that's on there. And I'm going to leave you with this when it comes to relationships. In the words of the Chicago street poet, I like to call, oh yay, how you stay faithful in a room full of hoes. And that's that on that. But we're going to move on, man. Another talk of the timeline, real hot topic. It just came down today. Man, this whole Breonna Taylor thing is really, 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 really sad and ridiculous, man. I don't even know what to say. I mean, the charges just came out today. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Breonna Taylor was living in Louisville, Kentucky, sleep in the house with her boyfriend, and was murdered by the police on a no-knock warrant. A lot of people have been protesting, every single day for months, trying to get charges brought up on the police officers. Of course, everything has to play out in court. Now, the thing that really, really bothers me is that these civil trials and these criminal trials, the city of Louisville has paid the Breonna Taylor estate $12 million. When you pay out, you are admitting wrongdoing. You're admitting that Breonna Taylor should be still alive and we killed her. So here's $12 million. But let me tell you, Breonna Taylor's life is worth more than $12 million. The city of Louisville paying $12 million for Breonna Taylor's death is the damn it least. That's the bare bones minimum least they could do. But today's situation with these courts and the way these laws are written up, that's why people say, man, local elections matter. Some of y'all only vote for the presidency. Look, nigga, local elections matter, man, because the people in your local town are the ones writing these laws. Hell, there's people on the school board never even taught, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But Breonna Taylor, man, it was 3 officers involved, okay? This is what happened. They served a no-knock warrant. They kicked the door in. her boyfriend starts shooting. I would too. Don't kick my door in there. These hot ones, they coming your way. Well, the police, naturally, they shot back. Okay? 2 of the officers hit Breonna Taylor and killed her. One of the officers, they saying his bullets did not hit her and kill her. The officer who shot and did not kill Breonna Taylor was the only person charged. They charged him with something called wanton endangerment. Basically saying that the only thing they charging him with is endangering the neighbors. That's it. He shot and could have killed the neighbors. They're basically saying that the other officer's shooting was justified because it's self-defense. Now, I don't know who the hell gave them the wrong house. They wasn't even in the right house. But you can't just come in my house and kill me and give my family $12 million and say, oh, my bad. We want justice for Breonna Taylor, man. I don't know what's going to happen. And it's so sad because just the city of Louisville, the mayor of Louisville, has issued a state of emergency in Louisville, brought in the National Guard, told people you blocked off everywhere you can go downtown. This is before the indictments came down. This is before they even said what the charges was going to be. This is crazy. How in the world? That means that they knew yesterday that they wasn't going to charge these cats. It's just very, very unfortunate, man. But we do want Breonna Taylor's murderers to definitely be charged with something. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. You shouldn't be able to just come into a house. And it just seems, I just can't picture a scenario where officers, white, black, green, or whatever, go into the wrong house of a white woman and kill her and nobody go to jail. I just can't see it. You can say what you want. I don't think it would happen. In this situation with charging with the one-time endangerment, they was like, look, we're going to give them $12 million, but somebody got to get charged with something. That's what it sounded like to me. We got to charge somebody with something. Well, damn it, hell. Let's just charge the guy who didn't shoot her. What? So it's just a very, very unfortunate situation, man. But the individuals that's on the ground there, man, big shout out to Tamika Mallory and everybody at Until Freedom. If you get a chance, go over to untilfreedom.com. And if you want to donate to everything they doing, they've been there for a few months now, boots on the ground, man, pushing this issue hard. And, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved. And I just so sorry for the family, friends, and loved ones of Breonna Taylor. And just peace to the world on that, man. This next segment we're going to get into, I like to call Chronicles of the Culture. It's Chronicles of the Culture is where we basically discuss things that happen on this day in the culture. When this show comes out, it'll be September 24th. And the first thing we're going to get into on this day in the culture, in 1987, A Different World debuted on NBC. If you're unfamiliar with A Different World, it was a spinoff from The Cosby Show. Not Bill that's in jail now. The Cosby Show was a great show. I'm talking about NBC Gold. I mean, it was TV Gold. Must-see TV. Whatever the biggest show you can name is on TV right now that everybody run out and watch, this was it. And they basically done a spinoff from when one of the kids went to college. You know, basically, if Blackish is The Cosby Show, then Grownish would be A Different World. So in 1987, A Different World did debut on this day on NBC. And I'm just going to jump right into this real quick and get it over with. It was some bad chicks on this show. Everybody was all in love with Lisa Bonet, who played Denise. A lot of people was all in love with Jasmine Guy, who played Whitley. Not me, bruh. Freddie was the winner. Cree Summers was fine, and still is. And in the words of Combat Jack, R.I.P. Combat Jack, do your Googles, B. Do your Googles, because she was that one, man. Also on this day, 1991, legendary hip-hop recording artist, one of the biggest groups in the history of hip-hop, A Tribe Called Quest, dropped a classic album, The Low End Theory. If you're unfamiliar with this album, I know you heard the song The Scenario. Here we go, yo, here we go. I know you heard that record. That record was on that album. Another big record on the album was called We Got the Jazz. And then my personal favorite song on that album, this was my shit, nigga. Check the Rhyme was my shit. But this album was a classic. Came out on this day in 1991. Also, Kid and Play on this day. Kid and Play put out their last album ever and haven't recorded since. Not together as Kid and Play. I don't know what they're doing separately. I know what you're wondering. Kid and Play, like, why is that relevant? Look here, bro. Kid and Play was big to the culture. Kid and Play was the culture. At one point, Kid and Play, these dudes had cartoons, they had dolls, they had movies, they had clothing lines. This was before anybody had all that. These dudes was popping, and that's back when hip-hop was fun. Believe it or not, I know hip-hop is shoot 'em up, bang, bang now, but hip-hop back then, late 80s, hip-hop was fun, man. I put it to you this way. Big Daddy Kane, who was arguably the Jay-Z of 1988. Kane was the man. Of course, if Kane was Jay-Z, Rakim was Nas. But anyway, as good as this dude can rap, and as dope as he was, man, Big Daddy Kane could dance his ass off. Pull up them videos. This nigga doing backflips and splits and shit. I mean, that's hip-hop was fun, man. But, again, this was 1991. And by 1991, nigga, Kill It Will by Ice Cube was out. The gangster rap takeover was on the way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it already started. You gotta understand, like, NWA, it already dropped. I mean, it was crazy, man. So, all of a sudden, if you was doing fun music, you kind of looked at as being corny. Like, look at Hammer. Hammer, you can say what you want. Hammer was no bitch at all, by no stretch of the imagination. But he made fun music. Hammer could dance his ass off. Dude, Hammer challenged Michael Jackson, nigga, to a dance contest. That tell you right there everything you need to know. But hip-hop was fun, man. But when gangster rap took over, it spread like wildfire. So it went from let's have a great time to fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad because I'm brown. I mean, it just completely changed, man. And if you was doing fun rap, you had to try to keep up with the times. You know, like they always say, man, if you don't change with the times, you a dinosaur out here. You know what I'm saying? If you just trying to stick to what you been doing, nigga, you gonna die out here. And Kid and Play, there was no way they could all of a sudden say, well, we gangsters. But Hammer on the other end, everybody know Hammer wasn't no bitch. He just could dance his ass off. He tried to go from fun rap to try to be more edgier. He came out with a video called Pumps and a Bump. Look it up. And the nigga all of a sudden went from droop pants and gazelles and patent leather shoes. This nigga all of a sudden looking hard as a motherfucker, which he was. He again, Hammer wasn't no bitch. But people, it was just a hard sell. You know what I'm saying? It's like the transition between Bow Wow from Kid Bow Wow. If he all of a sudden went from Kid Bow Wow to all of a sudden trying to be Tupac, we just wouldn't have bought it. And it was the same type of situation. It was just so. Anyway, Kid and Play didn't want to play ball, so they just kind of bowed out of the the rap game pretty gracefully, man. But shout out to them, man. And that's why I like these new cats, man. Like the Baby, I love seeing him dancing in these videos. And then what's the new cat name? And even the dude from Memphis, Duke Deuce. They still look like they'll smack the shit out of you, but instead of them just standing around looking hard and flashing guns in the videos and the whole, you know how we do. They are, the videos are more fun and people out there dancing and, it's cool, man. But gangster rap definitely took over and that pretty much just killed everything, man. This next segment I'm going to get into, man, it's the Curate top diss songs of the past 10 years, okay? The top diss songs of the past 10 years, not of all time, just from 2010 to 2019, that 10-year span. In any order. I'm gonna do a few. We're gonna do the top 5. Top 6. We're gonna start straight out. Pusha T. Exodus 23:1. Check this out. Pusha T, if you're unfamiliar, Pusha T and Lil Wayne was getting at it. There was a lot of little words between Cash Money and Pusha T for a while, man. And this dude came out with this record, and it was pretty disrespectful, man. One of the notable disrespectful lines, and I'll read it right off of him. Contract all fucked up. I guess that means you all fucked up. You signed to one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to 3 niggas, and that's bad luck. And of course, years later, Wayne ended up suing Cash Money for his money, you know what I'm saying, and his rights. So, you know, it ain't like Pusha T was out here lying. BG had left the label. Juvenile had left the label. Manny Fresh even left. I didn't think Manny Fresh would ever leave. You know what I'm saying? But I think Juvenile was the first one to leave, if I ain't mistaken. But the big thing was, you know, Pusha T definitely, man, it was like a foreshadow of the future, because he was right. Nigga contract was all fucked up. And he ended up suing Cash Money for his money. But of course, they all family. Well, I mean, Baby and Wayne, of course, they family, so it really didn't matter, man. And then and that record came out in 2012. There was another record that came out 2015 by Drake. Drake and Meek Mill. A lot of words, a lot of back and forth. Drake dropped the record. We all sat around and waited for Meek response. Meek didn't respond. What does Drake do? He drops back to back. Bruh. This was like the motherfucking the hammer, nigga. This was it. This was the nail in the coffin right here, man. Notable disrespectful line from back to back. Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Yeah, you getting bodied by a singing nigga. Because everybody knows Drake ain't hard. The nigga was on Degrassi. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never claimed to be no drug dealing, killer up rapper. But he can rap his ass off. And the nigga can hold on. He can hold a harmony too. So back to back was definitely a moment in time, frozen in time. I mean, everything stopped. We sat around and waited for Meek Mill to say something. He never did. Funk Flex on Hot 97 woofing. I got the Meek Mill respond. The whole world sitting around listening, and it didn't come through. It was just bad, man. It was bad all the way around, and it was just bad. Next record, Rick Ross, dissing Birdman. Idols become rivals. This right here was back on the Lil Wayne stuff. It was just basically about Baby and Cash Money not paying people. I mean, he talked about DJ Khaled not getting paid. He talked about Manny Fresh, but the biggest thing he was talking about was Wayne not getting paid. Notable disrespectful line. He didn't even rap it. Didn't rap one word of it. The most disrespectful line on there to me, and there was a lot of disrespect on there, when he said, how the fuck, nigga, you touch $500 million, nigga, and your team starving? I felt that. Because I don't understand it at all. How you got all that money? Pay niggas, man. Pay niggas, man. It's one thing when you ain't got it and y'all all trying to get to the mountaintop, but nigga, you niggas got to the mountaintop and you still didn't pay niggas. Come on, bro. It's one thing we all team, one goal. But nigga, when we get to where we going, nigga, it's time to get paid. How in the hell you gonna not pay people after the fact? It made no sense to me, but hey, it is what it is. The next diss record, man, that I think on my list, another Drake going at Pusha and Ye. It was called the Duppy Freestyle, came out in 2018. Notable disrespectful line. And this is when the gloves came off right here. Hollering at Pusha T. It says, holla at me when you multi-million. I told you I told you if you keep playing with my name, I was going to let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. That is when the gloves came off. Virginia Williams, ring on you. I mean, it all ties in because Virginia Williams was Pusha T's fiance at the time. He had just put a ring on her. So when you start talking about a motherfucker's fiance, then the gloves are off. This shit, you know, it could easily escalate to other shit because then we done got personal now. And that shit right there was crazy, man. He said a lot of disrespectful shit about Kanye. I mean, he was rapping his ass off on that motherfucker too, man. But then Pusha T comes right back. Same year, 2018, the story of Adidon. Of course, Drake's son name is Adonis, but the name of the song was the story of Adidon. If you saw the cover was so crazy. It had Drake in blackface. It was nuts. Notable disrespectful line, you are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. you gotta hear the song. But when you start talking about somebody's wife, somebody gonna turn around and you ain't married, they gonna kick shots. He talked about the man baby mama, talked about the man child. Shit got bad. I'm so glad that this didn't escalate and spill off wax, because it could have really, 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 really got bad, but it didn't. You know, it was able to maintain. And this is the last one I got. And I know what y'all thinking. Hold on, man, he leaving a lot of shit out. Hey, I can only do 5 or 6 of them. I wanted to do 10, but I didn't, because I couldn't. I don't think it was 10. To me, this was the most disrespectful, hottest diss record of the last 10 years. When Remy Ma dropped Sheether, which is a play off of the Nas classic Ether, Getting at Jay. This right here might have been one of the most disrespectful line for line diss records that I've heard since No Vaseline. And for me, No Vaseline is top 2 greatest diss records of all time. A lot of diss records, niggas talk about all kind of shit and sprinkle little shit about you in there. Nigga, Remy Ma talked about this broad on every line of this song. I mean, every line. Go find it. It's not on iTunes. You got to find it on YouTube. But it is disrespectful as it gets. Notable disrespectful line. Before the butt job, you was a SpongeBob. Sucking cock for records. Captain of the cum squad, nigga. It gets no more disrespectful than that, nigga. Basically, what happened was Remy Ma went to jail. She was shooting at a chick and went to jail. Got like 7 years, 6 or 7 years, something like that. And while she was gone, hip hop is weird when it comes to female rappers. That's why I'm glad the space we're in right now when it comes to female rappers. But Nicki Minaj pretty much was the only female rapper that mattered the whole time Remy was gone. I mean, it would be crazy. You'll see the BET Awards and you'll see Nicki Minaj up for something, and then it'd be like other people, and you'd be like, who are these people? It's sort of like the industry would only like crown one chick at a time and she get all the light. It was weird. And I'm so glad it's not like that now, because we got a whole bunch of female rappers out here getting that light. But the music industry has changed, you know what I'm saying? So people consume music differently, and you know, it's easier to get your name out there, in my opinion, because, you know, at one time you could only consume music 4 ways. Either you bought that shit, you listened to it on the radio, or 5 ways. You bought it, you listened to it on the radio, you dubbed it from somebody, you went to the show, or you saw the video. Well, all that shit was controlled by the labels. You're not getting on 106 in Park without no bread. Give a fuck what y'all say. You're not getting on the radio without no bread. Give a fuck what you say. And even if you got bread, you still gotta have the connections. Nigga ain't finna just take your money. It's illegal. So for whatever reason, it was only letting one female in at a time. And Nicki Minaj, when she got in, nigga, she had her hand on the pulse of that shit. She was had her hand on the throats forever, it seemed like. And then your girl gets out of jail, and hell, she won't in. And, you know, she come out, do her thing, do a whole album with Joe, you know, and just everything just got crazy, man. And, you know, little jabs back and forth. And next thing you know, this Sheetha hit, nigga, and it was game over. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Nicki's career hasn't been the same since this Sheetha came out. Before this Sheetha came out, Nicki Minaj could do no wrong. And don't get me wrong, she done had records after this, but you got to understand how big Nicki was. Nicki was Lil' Kim and Foxy combined, nigga. Nicki was huge. And she was the only person. You wouldn't hear no other female rappers on the radio. You know, they didn't play no other female rappers' videos and shit. It was her. She was the big fish. And as soon as this came out, it's sort of like, of course, Cardi was already out, but when this Sheetha came out, to me, in my opinion, shit just changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? Her dominance on her stronghold on the game kind of started letting loose, and more people was able to get in the door after that. But it was crazy, man. But I know what y'all thinking. Where's the Kendrick Control verse? Look, I put that as honorable mention, and here's why. Kendrick didn't talk about, was you really dissing one person or was you dissing the industry? And it was a big record. It was a moment in time, nigga. The whole world stopped. Niggas like, hold up. This nigga named, I can't even name all the people he named. Everybody you think is a big rapper outside of Jay-Z and Nas, he named them. And to me, it was just a general good good record, but I can't call it a complete diss record because it wasn't aimed at nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like when Pusha T did them records about Drake, nigga, that shit hit home, nigga. When Drake did Back to Back about Meek, that shit was about Meek. You know what I'm saying? Now, when Remy Ma said this shit about Nicki Minaj, nigga, that shit was directly at somebody. And that's why I didn't put them on the list. And the last one I have that didn't make the list, but it's just honorable mention, Say What the Fuck You Want. That white boy Machine Gun Kelly, when he came for Eminem, the world stopped. Because we couldn't believe it, because ain't nobody ever done it. Not like this. I mean, that nigga came for that dude head. Of course, Eminem came back with the Kill Shot record, but it didn't have the same impact, nigga, as the Machine Gun Kelly record. That record right there, you know, you say what you want. It did what it do. It did what it do. Well, man, I'm gonna get on out of here. I want to thank everybody, man, for tuning in to my inaugural first episode of Proceed with Culture. We definitely will be interviewing a lot more guests. I want to get on here by myself and talk to you today for my first episode. You can get to know me and get to know how I ride and how I rock. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, write us a comment, and rate this show. We're not going to stop. We're going to drop like every Thursday, starting like, I want to say the second week in October. And we're going to push from there, man. We're going to push this thing and push this thing and push this thing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in once again. This is Proceed with Culture. I have been your humble host for the evening. I go by the name of Cormat. This is Proceed with Culture. We got something to say.
Proceed with Culture, hosted by Cormat. We got something to say.